The Incineroar 7-star Tera raid event dropped last night, and to be quite honest, it is probably the most brutal 7-star Tera raid event that we have had in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet up to this point. Now with that, if you bring the wrong Pokemon to this raid, you are almost certainly going to get destroyed. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you a little bit of a cheat code on how you can defeat this raid solo. So let's get into this video and talk about the Incineroar 7-star Tera raid. Alright, so if we want to talk about how to defeat this 7-star Tera raid, boss, we need to understand what it's bringing to this raid so that we can find the best counter possible. Now, the Incineroar raid is just really brutal. It's one of the first ones that I think that they've given you almost 3 moves, like right off the bat. So you get an Intimidate from the ability from Incineroar, you get a Snarl right off the rip, and then right after that, you get a Taunt into a random Pokemon on the field. Which, I'll talk about this a little bit, can be a little bit annoying, but you have a 1 in 4 chance of getting hit, so we'll talk about that in a minute. But for its movesets, this Incineroar has got Flare Blitz, which does a massive chunk of damage, especially if it gets any of those bulk up boosts. It can potentially burn you, so that is definitely an issue. Bulk up is another problem that happens pretty early on in the fight, where if you're not watching it, it all of a sudden starts getting really out of hand, and then you have this Pokemon that's like +4 attack with a +3 defense, +4 defense, and it just ends up becoming just a monster, and it generally ends up wiping you. It happened to me a couple times as we were trying to figure it out. You've also got Darkest Lariat, so just another massive damage because there's gonna be that Dark Tera. So another thing you gotta watch out for. Iron Head to deal with any of those potential fairy Pokemon that you all want to bring because it is a dark type Pokemon. And like I said, it's got Snarl, and then at about like 50% HP, it always rips off an Earthquake. Another thing you gotta be worried about. And then, like I said, it does have Taunt, but I've seen it really only uses the Taunt pretty much right at the beginning of the battle, and I haven't seen it use it anywhere else. So now with this one, it's just mean, man. It's got a lot of defense, it's really bulky, and it does a lot of things that you just don't want it to do. But there is one Pokemon that I was talking about that does get a lot of really amazing things that helps out in this raid, and that is going to be Malamar. So let's talk about our Malamar build and why we built it the way we did to counter this Incineroar 7-star raid. Now, Malamar is an interesting Pokemon. It's got a really cool ability called Contrary. And with Contrary, basically what ends up happening is that any sort of stat changes that happen to this Malamar are basically reversed. So take a move like Superpower, where if you use it, your attack goes down 1, your defense goes down. Well, if you use it while you have your Malamar on the field, it actually does the opposite. It gives you a boost in your defense and a boost to your attack. And it goes for anything. So once you get snarled by the Incineroar, you get a +1 special attack. The Intimidate doesn't actually drop you, it brings you up. So everything gets reversed. Now that's really good for you in the beginning, but if we can't stop the Incineroar from doing the bulk ups, it doesn't really matter how many superpowers you do, because you're just gonna get you're gonna get kind of outpaced in the damage, and then what's gonna happen, you're just gonna keep getting knocked out before you can get those superpowers up, and it just ends up becoming really annoying. So what you gotta do to help with this is actually skill swap the Incineroar. So what's gonna happen is you're going to start off the actual round hoping that you don't get taunted. If you get taunted, you may have to restart the fight, which is fine unless somebody else in your party has, you know, skill swap, whatever it ends up being. But you really need to, especially if you're soloing this one, if you get taunted, you might just want to restart. But as long as you don't get taunted, you are pretty much in the money. You get that skill swap out, you change the ability of the Incineroar to Contrary, and then you give yourself Intimidate. Now, it does kind of suck on that first turn because you get the Intimidate, and then it intimidates the Incineroar, and he gets a +1 attack boost. The thing is, though, as the fight progresses on, that Contrary hangs out, and so anytime he tries to use Bulk Up, he's actually losing stats, and that is huge. It makes this a very easy fight, because what's going to happen with your Malamar is you are going to skill swap, then you are going to reflect, and by the time you get to that point, you are generally at the point where you're going to get knocked out. You may get a superpower off before that happens, or 2, which is just going to help you boost your Tera, because when you come back from dying, you're gonna get your ability back, because when you skill swap, you lost the Contrary, so you're not getting those boosts. but it comes back once you die. So once you die and you come back that first time, that contrary kicks in, you start superpowering, getting your defense and your attack boost up, then you Tera, and then at that point you just start snowballing, and it just keeps going further and further down because the Incineroar can't boost itself with its bulk up, but you are boosting yourself up with a superpower. So you're really outpacing the Incineroar at that point, to the point where you're going to start doing a bunch of damage, knock it out, and take this one out. Now, we do have Tera Blast because superpower doesn't have that many uses. I think it's only got like 8. So in the chance that you don't have enough, you've always got something in the backup, especially when you drop into that fighting Tera for a little bit of extra damage if you need to. Or maybe your contrary isn't back yet. Maybe you didn't die and you don't want to take a superpower or waste it. Things like that. Just gives you another out for this particular one. Now, we are going to be running an Adamant Nature at a 252 HP, 140 attack, 116 defense. There isn't really any special attacking moves for the Incineroar, so you don't really have to worry about adding anything into your special attack. You really want your defense and your HP up, and obviously your attack because you're going to be trying to knock it out. But over that, it's pretty simple. It's a simple fight that once you kind of get in a feel for how it goes, I think I failed 3 times as we were kind of figuring out and changing the moves up. But on that 4th time, it was just a cakewalk because everything clicked into place. So, yeah, what I'm going to do now, we're going to hop on over to the actual clip from my Twitch stream so that you can watch me solo the Incineroar 7-star Tera raid, so you have an example of what it should look like when you hop in. So let's hop over to it now. Check it out. I don't know if it would be as helpful either. I need one of these things to have... Ah, man. And it was like, I need one of these things to have Intimidate. Just don't taunt me, man. Good. So I gave him 1 attack boost. I don't know, maybe that isn't the... I don't know, dude. This is rough. This kind of sucks. Okay, so I don't have Intimidate anymore. I'm dead. This raid fight is crazy, bro. Okay. So now we need to start superpowering and just like... I need those defense boosts, I need those attack boosts. He's parried, like if we can get some good paras here, this could be good. We got the defense boost. I hope this Flare Blitz doesn't absolutely... Oh, it did. You know what? All right, we're good. We're good right now. This is good. We're in a good spot. Get another attack and defense boost. Let's go. Stole some Tera Orb. Alright, annoying. Okay, Darkest Lariat comes in, does minimal. Alright, shields up. So getting some good damage, let's go. We're still, the timer's above his HP, which is always top tier. Okay, another Darkest Lariat comes in. Still doing nothing. Hey, we're killing him. Yo, the superpowers are coming in clutch. So do like 2 damage. Let's go. We should be able to Tera now. Yo, this might be it. This might be it. We might be able to get it here, chat. No way. Maybe. We're Terra'd, full HP. Superpower with like... We got some stacks. Let's go. Damage. We got some damage in that. More attack and defense boost. Get our HP back to full. That's what we like to see. Did nothing. Very good. EQ did like 3. Let's go, dude. Yo, Malamar's the GOAT. We just had to get a good, like... We just had to not, like, get taunted on the first Pokemon. If you get taunted as the first Pokemon, it kind of cooks you, but... As long as we can get that skill swap off right off the bat... We're pretty good, dude. Let's go. You can totally solo this thing. That's what I'm talking about, baby. I want that unrivaled Incineroar. Nice. It took 8 superpowers to knock this out. Let's go, baby. We got it. Incineroar soloed. Yo, thank you all so much for tuning into this 7-star Incineroar raid guide for the solo Malamar build. It was an absolute blast doing this. And if you want the Poke Paste, all the stuff like that down below in the actual comments or down below in the description video, you'll find all that information for you so you can get this built and out and ready for you. But yeah, this was fantastic. I've been waiting for that Incineroar 7-star Tera so I can have that unrivaled Incineroar for my VGC teams, and now I have it. And hopefully you will as well, because I know this was a little difficult. People were complaining that it was just a little bit difficult and they weren't getting it done with. So hopefully you can get it done with now and get that Incineroar on your team. But that's it for me today. I hope you all have a fantastic time out in the Kitakami, the Paldea, and of course, the Blueberry Academy. And until next time, trainers, peace out.